be the second most clutch player in the upcoming series with the Clippers and the Dallas Mavericks because of plays like this.
It's Luka against Josh Richardson, left side of the floor. Luka's three's a Luka magic.
Back to Doncic. Doncic pulls up, three-pointer. Bang! Bang! It's good.
This is one of many reasons why the Mavericks versus Clippers series will be a historic one, as today we will uncover not only who will win the series, but why the winner also will go on to beat the Denver Nuggets. A healthy Clippers team is the best team in the NBA, as even the title favorites couldn't handle them full strength as they marched into Boston and handed the Celtics an embarrassing loss, beating them 115-96. This kind of dominance over a title contender in their own building isn't normal, but the Clippers are making it normal. Kawhi Leonard was simply put unstoppable, as his length on the defensive side of the ball and his offensive prowess were on full display, putting up 26 points in only 29 minutes. Then just recently, in a game without Kawhi or Harden, the Clippers showed the NBA why they are the real deal against the Suns. Phoenix should have known an almighty beatdown was coming if Russell Westbrook was making shots like this in the pregame. Russell Westbrook made better plays than this during the game though, as he was getting into passing lanes and threw down two OKC-like dunks, dropping 16, 15, and 15 on the Suns. The rest of the team followed suit also, as the Clippers were shot out of a cannon, completely embarrassing the Suns, leading by 31 points in the first quarter. The funny thing is, Russ is actually used to dominating the Suns, as in the first round last postseason, he went off at 37, 6, and 4 without Kawhi or PG. However, the Clippers would lose that game and the series. At the beginning of the season, the Clippers made a blockbuster trade for James Harden. However, the Clippers went on a horrific run to start the James Harden era, which saw them lose their first 6 games. But shortly after, the Clippers began to win. Although the team defensive numbers are average, giving up 115 points a game, they still have great individual defenders, with Kawhi, Paul George, and PJ Tucker, while Westbrook and Harden have both been much improved on that side of the ball also, as I believe the Clippers will be able to turn their defense up in the postseason. However, this season it's been their offense that's been the standout for LA, putting up 119 points per game, which is good for 4th best in the league. A big reason behind the elite offense is James Harden, who is averaging 16 points and 8 assists, playing the perfect floor general for this Clippers team. The pick and roll chemistry between Harden and Zubac has continued to evolve over the course of the season, giving them a reliable play they can go to in a pinch, while Kawhi and PG are also chipping in 47 points a night, as the Clippers have been very difficult to slow down this season. For the Mavericks, Luka Doncic is having his best season of his career, as he has a real chance to win his first MVP award this season, as he's putting up 34, 8, and 8 on 48% shooting. As for Kyrie Irving, he's having the best season of his career also, as he's proven himself to be by far the best second option in the NBA, putting up a staggering 25 points on 49% shooting and an effective 41% from 3, with Luka and Kyrie combining for 59 points a night, both being capable to almost single-handedly lead a team to victory. The Mavericks are a team that absolutely nobody wants to have to play in the postseason. For Luka, he's been deadly in the mid-range, connecting on 43% of his shots, while the part of his game that's most improved this season is his three-point shooting. Last season, Luka was only making 34% from beyond the arc, but this season those numbers have rocketed up to 38%. With Luka being an elite scorer from anywhere on the floor, it has really opened up his playmaking ability, as teams are being forced to double him wherever he is on the floor, as if you don't, Luka's going to score the basketball. In a game against the Houston Rockets, who are winners of 11 straight, Luka showed off his basketball brilliance, first banking in a shot and then nodding to say as if he meant to do it, and then followed it up with another one from exactly the same spot, just to prove he meant the first one. Even when you think you've forced Luka into a stop, he'll make a shot like this, completely demoralizing the opposing defense. The Mavericks have transformed themselves into not only an elite team, but a true title contender, and I'll show you why. Dallas began the season a little rocky on both sides of the ball, only having the 12th best offense, scoring only because of the talent of Luka and Kyrie, while the defense wasn't able to stay in front of a traffic cone, having the 22nd worst defense in the league, giving up 117 points a night. So coming into the trade deadline, moves had to be made. The first move saw Dallas trade for PJ Washington, sending the Hornets Grant Williams, Seth Curry, and a future first-round pick. Then the second deal saw the Mavs trade for Wizards center Daniel Gafford, who had been having his best season of his career for Washington. Now with the added athleticism and defense, Dallas instantly improved to the 7th best defense in the league and the 4th best offense, only allowing 110 points per game and scoring 108 points a night themselves. In the games that Daniel Gafford has started in, the Mavericks are 19-1, an incredible figure, and later I'll explain why this could be good enough to not only beat the Clippers, but the Nuggets too. Back to the Clippers though, Kawhi makes scoring look so easy, and it's no coincidence, as Leonard is having the most effective effective scoring season of his career. The mid-range is still his most effective shot, making 41% of the shots inside the arc. However, it's what he's doing outside the arc that's the most impressive, shooting a near career best 42% from 3 on more than 4 attempts per game. Sure, he maybe looks a step slower than we're used to, but his shot is looking way better than we have ever seen it. Along with the playoff experience, he makes the Clippers a real title contender and maybe even good enough to beat Denver. This won't be the first time the Mavs and the Clippers have faced off in a playoff series. In fact, this is the third time in 4 seasons. In the 2020 bubble series, Luka torched the Clippers, averaging 31 points on 50% shooting, including a stunning game winner in Game 4. However, the Clippers would still win Game 6 behind Kawhi's 32, 10, and 2 steals on 53% shooting. In the 2021 first round, Luka got even better, averaging 2K numbers, putting up 35 points a night on an effective 49% from the field and a staggering 40% from 3, along with 10 assists per game. However, Kawhi would yet again lead the Clippers past the Mavericks in 7 games, with a stat line of 32, 8, and 2 steals and a block. With the increasing numbers from Luka every time, he could damn near average 40 points in the upcoming series, while he'd still be grabbing rebounds and playmaking for his teammates. Luka is going to be a tough guard for the Clippers, but I'll explain why he isn't impossible. The Clippers have a great defensive team themselves, more than capable of slowing down the Mavericks. Paul George is a great defender who's also quick enough to stay with Luka, while Kawhi can also switch onto Doncic, but then Dallas has to worry about guarding Kawhi and PG on offense. PJ Washington has been a great defender for them, likely guarding Kawhi. However, when you still have to deal with PG and of course James Harden, it's going to be a long night every night. With the backcourt of Luka and Kyrie, one of them is going to have to guard Harden. If James Harden can produce 1 or 2 games of Houston Harden, Dallas are going to be in serious trouble. The recipe for the Clippers to win the series is simple. First, keeping Luka under control, then scoring themselves, as the Clippers trio need to generate at least 70 points a night, while still managing to keep track of Kyrie. If all this goes in the Clippers' favor, they'll win in 6 games. For the Mavericks, Luka is improving his performance every time against the Clippers, and I would expect his averages to get even better this time. Now with a running mate as elite as Kyrie Irving, who's putting up his usual 25 points a game, along with a deep bench featuring rookie Derek Lively, Tim Hardaway Jr., and Dante Exum, the Mavericks would give the Clippers a real run for their money. However, the Mavericks defense is the real wild card, as if they are able to get stops consistently while scoring the ball themselves, the Clippers will have absolutely zero chance of beating them. Personally, I would take the Mavericks 60 to 40%, and if Kawhi isn't able to suit up for all the games, then I would take the Mavericks 90% to 10%. Now to answer the question that every Western Conference contender has, are we good enough to beat Denver? For the Mavericks, I do believe they have a real shot against Denver, and here's why. Dallas have solid defenders that play elite team defense, as the defense of Gafford, Washington, and Lively off the bench would all see time against the Joker. The best way to defend Nikola Jokic is to make him score the basketball and cut off his passing options. This means stay home on the perimeter shooters and don't overcommit double teams to Jokic. I'm not saying that you're going to be able to stop Jokic scoring one-on-one, but it's the playmaking that you need to stop. If this happens, the Mavericks have a real shot at winning the series, but it probably still goes 7. As for the Clippers, it'll need to be a similar game plan. However, they do have better defenders at the guard position, as Paul George would likely be matched up on Jamal Murray, while Zubac would have to defend the Joker. However, in some of the matchups this season, it was actually Kawhi who was the primary defender on Jokic, which didn't quite go to plan, as I would just keep Zubac on him. With Aaron Gordon not being a real 3-point threat, Kawhi could roam free, either providing help defense on the Joker or keeping Gordon out of the paint. When it comes to the bench minutes, this is where the Clippers would really dominate the series. Russell Westbrook is the best bench player in the NBA and could take it right to the Nuggets bench, which is a real soft spot for them. If Westbrook can dominate the Nuggets bench unit, the Clippers are going to have a real chance to beat them. If the Clippers are fully healthy and playing their best basketball, I could see them winning in 7. Who do you have winning this first round matchup, the Dallas Mavericks or the Los Angeles Clippers? Let me know in the comments below.